Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the powerful and inspiring lives of the prophets. Today, we're bringing you the incredible story of Prophet Ismaeel, known as Ishmael in the English tradition. His story is one of sacrifice, resilience, and faith in the face of impossible challenges. Before we get into it, I want to let you know that we're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, and we can't do it without your help. Every subscriber counts, so go ahead and subscribe to support the channel. Our story begins with Prophet Ibrahim, known to many as Abraham, who was blessed with a son, Ismaeel, after years of longing and prayers. This son was no ordinary child. He would play a pivotal role in a story of immense faith. Ismaeel's mother, Hagar, was also deeply devoted to God, and her unbreakable faith would become legendary. One day, God commanded Ibrahim to take Hagar and the young Ismaeel to the barren desert we now know as Mecca. At that time, Mecca was nothing more than an endless desert, without water, trees, or even shade. Yet, Prophet Ibrahim, in complete obedience to God, left Hagar and Ismaeel there with only a small amount of food and water. As he prepared to leave, Hagar asked him, "Is this a command from God?" When he nodded, she replied with unshakable faith, "Then he will not forsake us." Imagine the strength it took for her to say that, standing there with a young child in the middle of a desolate landscape. As days passed, the food and water ran out, and desperation began to set in. Determined to find help, Hagar ran between two hills, Safa and Marwa, searching for water or anyone who could help them. She did this 7 times, her love for her child and her trust in God pushing her beyond exhaustion. Just as hope was about to slip away, a miracle occurred. Right where little Ismaeel's foot had touched the ground, a spring of fresh water suddenly began to gush forth. This spring, known as Zamzam, saved their lives and became a symbol of divine mercy and blessing. Even today, millions of pilgrims drink from the Zamzam well during Hajj, seeing it as a reminder of God's grace. As word of the miracle spread, travelers and tribes came to settle around the spring, and Mecca eventually transformed into a thriving city. Young Ismaeel grew up in this community, learning the ways of the desert and embodying the strength and faith of both his mother and father. Years passed, and Ismaeel grew into a young man, but his trials were far from over. One day, God tested the faith of both Ibrahim and Ismaeel in an unimaginable way. In a dream, Ibrahim saw himself sacrificing his beloved son, understanding this as a command from God, a test of absolute trust and submission. In an incredible display of strength, Ismaeel did not hesitate. He told his father, "Do as you are commanded. You will find me, God willing, among the steadfast." Imagine the courage and faith it took to say those words. Ismaeel was ready to submit to God's will, just as his father was. As they prepared for the sacrifice, an angel intervened at the last moment, calling out to Ibrahim. God had seen their faith and devotion and replaced Ismaeel with a ram to be sacrificed instead. This profound moment became a symbol of submission to God's will, commemorated to this day in the ritual of viralvideo, the festival of sacrifice. The story of Prophet Ismaeel is one of unwavering devotion, sacrifice, and the incredible strength that comes from trusting in God's plan. His legacy lives on and is honored by millions as a powerful reminder of the resilience of faith. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of Prophet Ismaeel. His story reminds us that faith can carry us through even the harshest moments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and become part of our growing community. We'd love to have you on this journey with us. And if you're curious to hear more, check out the video on screen about the story of Prophet Lot. Don't miss it, it's an incredible story too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.